Almost all programming languages supports multi-dimensional array. So C++ also supports multi-dimensional array. We have already seen single dimension array. You can create a 2D array, 3D array depending on your requirement. Commonly we study about single dimension and two dimension array. So let us see how a two dimensional array is created and accessed. See, the method for creating a two dimensional array is integer a of first dimension is 3 and the second dimension is 4. Now if I create it like this, we imagine that the array like this is created with 3 rows and 4 columns, where the name of an array is A, and this is row 0, 1, 2, and this is 0, 1, 2, 3. And when you want to access anything, like here I want to write 15, then I should say A of first row 1 and second column, so 2, assign 15. This is how we can access any location. The one fact about two-dimensional array is if I say the starting address of these 2 bytes is 300 and 301, then this is 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, then definitely this will be 8 and 9. See, though we are drawing it in a two-dimensional form, rectangular form, but this location is next to this location. So it means the locations are allocated contiguously side by side. So basically it will create a single dimension array of size 12, where the first 4 locations are used as first row, second 4 locations are used as second row, and these locations are used as third row, and the name of this is A. But the compiler will allow us to access this single dimension array as actually a two-dimensional array. Let me repeat the points. We can create a two-dimensional array like this by mentioning number of rows and number of columns, and the indices are like this. They start from 0 only, but in reality there will be a single dimension array created which is used as a two-dimensional array by the compiler. We don't have to worry about this, just we are finding the fact that the array is created like this. Now next let us see how to create and initialize a two-dimensional array. Suppose I want to declare an array of size 2 rows 3 columns. So this is the declaration, and along with this I can mention the values also. So 2, 5, 9, this is first row with 3 values. There are 2 rows and 3 columns, so each row can have 3 values. So it will be like this, 2 rows and 3 columns. First row values 2, 5, 9. Then the second row values are 6, 9, 15. So 6, 9, 15. This is how the array will be filled, and we can access any element with the help of 2 indices, that is row number and column number. Now other way of initializing it is I can mention A of 2, 3, and I can simply write all these values 2, 5, 9, 6, 9, 15. So this also will fill this array like same way. Even I can say A of 2, 3. I'm taking same size and same name. So if I fill up only 2 values, then you know well that the rest of the values will be initialized automatically by 0. So this is how we can declare and initialize a two-dimensional array. Next, let us see how to access the elements of two-dimensional array. For accessing all the elements, basically we require nested for loop. One for loop for rows and the other for loop for columns. Let me write down the code and show you. I just want to display all these elements by traversing all the elements one by one, that is row wise. So for that I will take for integer I assign 0, I is less than 2. This is for rows, I is for rows, and I plus plus. Then inside this I will take for int j assign 0 and j is less than 3. So j is for columns and j plus plus. So you know well how these two nested for loops will take the values. Then they will take the values 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2 and so on. That is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. So C out A of I comma j. So in this way all the elements will be accessed, and here I am displaying all of them. Now one more thing is I can, after every row I want to make a new line. So say cout endl after this. Now let me write it as a complete program and show you. I will declare a two-dimensional array and display all the elements from that two-dimensional array. So here is a program. I will declare integer array only. See, mostly I am taking integer type array only. Now I will display this using two for loops. For integer I assign 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus, and for integer j assign 0, j is less than 3 and j plus plus. Now C out, I will display all the elements one by one, a of I, j. Then C out and L, we want a new line after every row. That's it. This is a piece of code for accessing all the elements of two-dimensional array and displaying them. Next, mostly two-dimensional arrays are used for performing matrix operations on matrices like adding, subtracting, or multiplying two matrices. So let us look at one simple program for adding two matrices. So first I will explain how matrices are added. If I have suppose two matrices 2, 5, 9, 7, 3, 6, this is matrix A and matrix B is 6, 3, 4, 9, 5, 2. These are the two matrices. The dimension of both these matrices are 2 cross 3 and 2 cross 3. Then we can add them if the dimensions are same, and the resultant matrix will also be 2 cross 3. How these elements are added is corresponding elements are added. That is 2 and 6. Means A of I comma j is added with B of I comma j. If I say this is 0, 1 and this is 0, 1, 2 and this is 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. So 0, 0 is added with 0, 0 and 0, 1, 5 is added with 0, 1, 3 and 9 with 4, so on. Now in this way the corresponding elements are added. We can write on the logic, a simple logic here for adding two matrices. How this addition can be done is, just we have to browse through all the elements of C matrix while being here, that is 0, 0, get the elements of A of 0 and B of 0 and add them and store the result. So we have to prepare a C matrix. So the program will be very simple. I will write on the code here for adding two matrices and displaying the result. First matrix I will take A, 2 rows, 3 columns. The second matrix B, I will take the same elements 2 and 3. Then I need one more matrix, that is C. For that also I will create a array. Now what I have to do is, I have to go through all these empty locations in C, and for each location I should get the elements added from A and B. So I can browse through all these locations by using two for loops. For integer I assign 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus. Then inside this for j assign 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. Then I have to prepare matrix C, and for each element of C matrix I should get the element of A matrix and add it with elements of B matrix. That's it. So these two nested for loop will add all the elements of A and B and store the result in C. If I want to display C matrix, then again I should use two for loops. Integer I assign 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus, and for integer j assign 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus, and C out, C of I comma j. That's it. So this will display the resultant matrix. Addition I have shown you. Just by changing the sign we can make the program for subtraction, and multiplication will be an exercise for you. You can try that multiplication.